Thank you for joining us. My name is Christoph Wohl. I'm the founder of Esper Lux. We're coming to you from the AHCI Masters of Horology exhibit here in Geneva for Geneva Watches and Wonders 2025. This exceptional week where all the brands and all the watchmakers come out to play. And joining me is Johannes and Thibaut of Kallinich Claeys with three spectacular watches. Really, it's one watch with three spectacular executions. Thank you guys for coming on. It's good. It's great to meet you finally.
Thank you.
And you know, this is the first time you guys are exhibiting, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Exactly.
How's it going?
Quite good. Very good. Very good.
So you guys had an awesome announcement last year.
Yeah.
And you're based in Germany.
Yeah.
How did this partnership come about? And tell me a little bit about the philosophy behind your watches and what you do in watchmaking.
Yeah, I mean, we met at Lange und Söhne. I was working there since 2013, and I was there for the group leader of the Lange 1 department, and I was also working on the chrono movements for the Lange watches. And then later I met Thibaut, and and
we became friends, and from one thing it led to another thing, and that's how we ended up here. We decided after we stopped working at Lange that we wanted to do something for ourselves, put in our own thoughts, our own ideas, and that's what you see here. We are still based in Glashütte, Germany, and that's where the philosophy of our brand also comes from, that we take the traditions of the Glashütte watchmaking scene, I would call it. You have the German silver, the gold chatons, blued screws, the big 3/4 bridges you normally have. But since we're both still quite young, I would say, we decided we wanted to put more modern element into it.
Yeah.
So we opened up some bridges, so more of the inner workings. Johannes came with the idea to use sapphire stones to pull away some color to make it look more modern.
Yeah, it looks more clean than more flat.
Yeah. And then hand engravings as well again.
Yeah.
That's what we ended up with.
And the first watch that you come out with, what's the name of the watch?
So here we have in the middle the
Founders Edition.
Founders Edition. So the full name would be the Einser Central Seconds Founders Edition.
And this was the first release.
Exactly. It's limited to 8 pieces and has a hand engraved dial. It's made by a master hand engraver, also located in Glashütte. And this is basically another take on how you can see hand engraving. You have flowers, you have traditional hand engraving, but we wanted something more modern, more abstract, and went with some kind of pyramid-like.
You can see that the techniques are classical techniques, but the execution is a very contemporary way of doing it. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's a nice relief, and you have a 3D effect, a very cool 3D effect, was playing very well with the light. So we are very happy with Helmut.
White gold case? Or stainless steel? Stainless steel case.
All the watches are stainless steel.
And then 41 millimeter?
41.
Yeah, 41 millimeter. And as you turn it over is where more magic comes through.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the movement.
Yeah, we choose, like Thibaut already said, we wanted to combine the traditional elements of what Glashütte is standing for, and we want to combine it with modern architecture. So you have a completely new architecture. You see like a kind of floating in the movement. So all is moving. If you wind the watch, you see all the wheels moving. If it is running, you see the wheels moving. And we placed the power reserve indication on the side to even see the watch running, even see it from the side that the watch runs. So we have German silver plates, so main plate, 3/4 plate, or we call it main bridge because it's not a 3/4 plate.
Sure, yeah.
We tell it because we learned it from Lange like this.
Yeah.
So
It's a
have-
half a plate in this case. Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, the 750 gold chatons with white sapphire stones, so not the red one, to keep the clean design of the
Yeah,
movement.
it's beautiful. There's so much depth in this movement.
Yeah, and on top you have hand-blued steel screws, so all made by hand. We polish them, and then we heat them up to about 300 degrees to get the color.
And I noticed also the balance cock has a really cool engraving as well.
Yeah.
Also in line with that contemporary style that you guys are going for, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's we call it the shark gills.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Because
gonna
they
say,
have the
what does this
frame-
remind me of? It's
Yeah.
super cool.
Also done by the engraver Helmut Wagner.
Yeah.
And
So when you go to someone that's been doing engraving for quite some time,
Yeah.
right? And traditional engraving for quite some time, but then you're like, yeah, but we don't want to do anything traditional, right? How is that received?
it felt like he was waiting for this
Yeah.
his whole life, and now he's in pension, or what do you call
He's
it?
Retirement.
Yeah,
Retirement.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so finally, at the end of
Yeah.
retirement,
Yeah.
he gets these two punks that want to do
Exactly. That's
there's
what-
some crazy some shark gills on the
Yeah.
balance
Yeah,
bridge.
exactly.
No, he's open for the crazy ideas we have. Also, then that's more his thing, I would say. With the Hong Kong edition, the more traditional flowers that
And this is what you would think of when you think about Glashütte watchmaking and Glashütte engraving.
exactly. But then again, the flower style or the way it's presented is again different. When you talk about flower
Yeah.
patterns in Glashütte, you have more like a wave
Yes.
design that they do big lines. Here it's all small and very distinctive, and you see one big flower.
Man, this is outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very well done, guys. I mean, and it's a really beautiful blend of, traditional techniques executed in a contemporary way without kind of sacrificing the identity. I mean, it just works really well.
Yeah. Thank you.
And in addition to that, you've got this little window in here as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, the power reserve indication. All is developed in-house, so this construction, movement design, and developing calculation is done by me, and the finishing is done by Thibaut, all by hand. You have, 20 sharp inner ankles, all filed by hand.
On the movement.
On the movement side. So I'm not counting the inner chamfers on the hand, which is very unique as well. You have a nice 3D hand design with inner and outer chamfers and a straight craning on top. So so all the calculations done by ourselves. And if you have a look to the movement, there's a steel bridge, and underneath the steel bridge you have the gear train for the power reserve indication. Which I told already. It's made by ourselves.
Something we're also quite proud of is the finishing on the steel gears on the movement. We managed to basically do all small chamfering on every single teeth. Normally you're
talking about like the spring barrel and
Exactly.
like the wolf. Are they wolf teeth?
No, they're normal.
They're normal teeth, yeah.
But basically you go from the winding wheels,
Anything from
which
the
start
winding,
here,
like, yeah, sure.
all the way up to the ratchet wheel,
Everything
and then
is-
the differential
that's
gears
incredible.
as well.
Yeah.
They all have individual chamfering around the teeth, and it was quite a challenge to get that the way we wanted it. And
So step one, you guys came out with a watch, right? Remind me the price point, how many you made?
So we presented them in 2022, August 2022. We presented these two for a price of 25,000 euros. 8 pieces were for the Founders Edition, 22 for the, let's call it the guilloche variant of the Einser Central Seconds. And I would say about half a year later, we did the Hong Kong edition, and that was 34,000 euros, 10 pieces.
10 pieces, yeah. And now we are in production for these ones.
So now you're in production, and
Yeah.
those will be delivered over the next 2-3 years, I imagine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
2 to 3 years we need for the first production. but we would like to introduce a new model later this year. That's our plan.
What's been the biggest challenge for you guys?
Developing a movement and finding suppliers,
Yeah.
we have a very high level of quality.
You can tell. Yeah.
And we need suppliers which understand our level of quality. That starts with the main plate, for example, that the holes have the right size for. I mean, we speak about thousands of millimeters here, and that ends with rubies, like sapphire stones, that they have the right size for the shafts and stuff like that. So, that was one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah.
And do each of you have a favorite part of what you do? Or do you kind of just love it all? Or what's your favorite thing about building?
I'm very much into developing, designing, and constructing. And I also do the assembly, actually.
Yeah.
Because Thibaut do all the finishing.
Yeah, don't have time for it anymore.
No.
Yeah. And
In the beginning, we had the idea that Johannes would do the design development of the movement. I would do finishing or first making parts. So all the gears are hand cut on the lathe on the Shaublin 70. So the teeth are cut one by one.
You guys cut the teeth.
yeah.
And then we initially thought we would come together again at the watchmaking benches and each build their watches.
Which is not working.
But we quickly saw that it's just not possible. The finishing that goes into the movements is much or takes much more time than we dare to imagine.
Yeah.
But it's the way we want, and it's
How it is actually. Yeah.
Well,
don't want to go any lower.
whatever you guys are doing, you're doing it right. Congratulations. The product is outstanding.
Thank you.
I'm glad we got to do this and got to meet and talk all about your journey all along. And I wish you continued success. This was awesome.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Johannes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thibaut, it's a great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us at Esper Lux. Stay tuned for more upcoming content for Geneva Watches and Wonders 2025. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.